Shalom, everyone. I finally got Des on here to be able to do this video on why we moved to Missouri, why we chose Missouri. We've been asked lots and lots of times. I finally started telling people, instead of giving people either the long explanation or a very brief, I was like, you know what, we'll do a video on it because a lot of people were interested.
Why Missouri?
Yeah, why Missouri? Like, what's in Missouri?
Missouri?
Yeah, you get all different types. So in short, like I Googled what state has the best beards.
Nuh-uh.
No, I'm joking. That did
There
never.
are a lot of good beards
There's a
here.
lot of good beards here, so yeah. So why did we choose Missouri? Bear with us. This is not going to be super short. We're going to bring you through. So a few years ago, how long would you say it was, babe?
Like 3.5.
So 3.5 years ago, we knew we wanted to raise the boys in more of a slower environment. And as we're speaking, this is our reasons, this is our convictions or what we want. We're not saying that everyone needs to share our same views of how to raise children or what they want for their family. This is stuff that the Father, that the Most High put in our hearts, and some of the things that just we wanted as a family for us.
So and everybody has a different calling of where they need to be.
Absolutely.
I mean, there needs to be people in the city.
Absolutely. That being said, we knew we didn't want to raise the boys in the city. We didn't want, we just imagined just a way slower pace of life. We imagined us being the major influences of their life and not necessarily the environment of a bigger city or just that city fast-paced life.
Fast-paced suburb life.
Yep. So we've been planning to make this move for a long time. Those at my old job, they thought I was leaving, thought I wasn't leaving, thought I was full of it.
Thought you were working at home in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, when I was working from home during all that shutdowns. No, I was not working from Tennessee though.
No.
So we were praying and fasting of where we should go. We wanted, a big part of us wanted to be out of California. A big part of us wanted to stay because we have lots of family that we're close to, lots of friends that we're close to. So anyway, so we fasted and prayed. And as I was fasting and praying, I heard Missouri.
Missouri.
So I was like, Missouri? Like, I knew nothing. When I say nothing, I knew not one law about Missouri. I didn't know anyone lived in Missouri. I found out that our naturopath that we go to lives in Kansas City, Missouri, but that was the extent of anyone I knew from Missouri. I didn't even realize at that point Kansas City was in Missouri. So I didn't even know the Kansas City Chiefs were in Missouri. That's how much ignorant I was of Missouri. So I kept it to myself. I didn't tell anyone. I was like, that's probably my own head. That's probably my own mind, right? You're praying, you're fasting, you're asking, you hear something, and then it wasn't what I expected or wanted. So I just kind of like, that must have been my own mind. So
and you're like, did you get anything?
Yeah.
Did you get anything? I'm like, no.
So I'm like, well, I guess I didn't either because I did not want it to be Missouri. And, I was thinking Texas, many other places, Arizona, Tennessee. So anyways, we tried California. We looked at properties in Northern California and was really hoping to find something that was in our budget that would have worked out for us. And just doors were closed multiple times or a couple times. And
We really didn't think it was going to be in California, but we were hoping it was going to be in
Yeah,
California.
yeah, and we were hoping more so. That's how much we love our family, moms and both moms. That's how much we didn't even want it to be in California, but we wanted it just because of our family, because we knew it would be easier for them. So, uh, fast forward, some time went by. We were just really searching out different laws and really, so we visited Texas because Texas is the place to go. We liked more northeastern Texas. Des wasn't a big fan of it.
It was super spread out. So,
Yeah,
like when you're in the country, you're like 2 hours away from like a bigger city. I don't know, maybe less to a smaller town, but it was too far out for me.
yeah, she didn't really like it. So that led us to Tennessee. We went to Tennessee. We ended up doing a lot of research before we went to Tennessee. We kind of found some areas we thought we would like. So we ended up in the main areas we went to were it was Henry County. We really fell in love with a little city, Paris, Tennessee, and really thought that was going to be home for us. So we put an offer into a house that, thank the Most High above, that we did not get because how many acres was that?
Well, that one wasn't in Paris. You're saying the first one?
It was close to Paris, but yeah, it wasn't. That one wasn't in Paris, but Paris would have been the city we were going to. But yeah,
Hmm.
what was the
It was like 15 acres, but they were wild acres.
wild acres?
Like
14
not
and a half
even
acres were,
really usable
yeah, just,
without a lot of work.
yeah. And the house needed a complete makeover, and I wasn't too keen on living there. But we ended up putting in an offer.
Hmm.
So we lost that offer.
I mean, I think at that point we were just trying to like go.
Yeah, we're trying to go to Tennessee.
We're
Yeah.
like, we like it. It's in a good area. Like,
Met a couple people.
yeah, met a
Yeah.
few people. Our realtor was around our age, a believer,
Hmm.
super nice lady.
Yeah. Met a young guy at the gym that I stayed in contact for a couple years actually. Um, Met some other people, but so then that brought us to the second home. That was the land there was completely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Some Amish lived there.
Yeah, so there was like no appliances in the kitchen,
Yeah.
but it had like a beautiful barn, beautiful shop. The pond was really nice. It was set off from the street.
Yeah.
Neighbors were like in the distance.
We probably should speed this up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, that house we lost. The third.
Anyway, we shouldn't have lost that house,
Yeah.
and we really liked it.
Yeah. And then the
It lost the
third house in
potential.
Tennessee we thought was a lock. We thought it was a lock. It was like a done deal. It, and we lost it on the day that,
We thought we were gonna get it. We
yeah,
thought it was like they were gonna say yes, accept our offer, and it was just gonna be
yeah, we were
a
dealing
wrap.
with a bank for actually a couple months. So that one devastated me. I can't lie. That one, like, I came home from work. Usually Des is the one devastated. This one, I came home from work. The boys were at ninja training, and Des tells me, and I like lost it. I was like, what is going on? Like, what are we gonna do? We gotta go. Like, our house is sold,
Been sold.
been sold. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Well, that
that,
one was hard because we were like finagling over like a couple grand at that point,
yeah,
and it was already like
which is me, right? I get real,
128, 128
yeah,
thousand.
which is, yeah, sounds crazy, but when like numbers, I like numbers. I'm a number guy, and when numbers get stuck in my head, it's just
Hey,
I get a certain number,
yeah.
or maybe it's not
That's like
just me giving me that number. So yeah, and then the whole pandemic, whatever you want to call it, started happening, or this is early. This is yeah. So those that are watching it from work, yeah, I was gonna be out. We thought we were gone March 2020.
Yeah, we had a last family hike and
Yeah.
everything for his birthday. We
Yep.
were
Yep.
doing like a joint birthday for the boys in March because we're like, this is gonna be
This
it.
is it. So
So might as well celebrate Elijah too.
yep. Yep. So then lost that house. I think in February of 2020, and before like shutdown started happening, and then I was kind of keeping an update on it, and I thought it was gonna get crazy. I'll try to keep my wording suitable for YouTube. I thought it was gonna get crazy in the States, so I was like, man, maybe this was like for real, uh, most high thing because yeah, I wouldn't want to be moving during this time.
Right.
So that house ended up, in short, we won't go into
And
that.
it needed a lot, like it needed to be gutted.
Mm,
In a lot of areas, it was like
yeah, no, it was doable
needed.
though. It was
Yeah,
doable.
but the stuff was all closed.
Yeah, yeah,
Things were, I mean, I guess construction was considered, what was that, essential,
yeah,
but still.
yeah. So long story on that. The house came back on like a week later. So we
Which I
were,
was praying for.
yeah, she was praying for it, but I already had it in my mind and my spirit that that door was closed. I was like, something bigger is going on. Like I felt, even though I did not know what we were gonna do at that point, Missouri was not on my mind. Uh, I just had, even though like I was it, looking at forward, I did not see where we were going, but I had a peace that like that was
Not it.
that was yeah, that was the Lord saying that door is closed. So yeah, we got in an argument because the house came back on, and she was like, "We're getting in." I'm like, I just
I was
don't.
all in my feelings.
Yeah,
It's like, we can't let this, whatever this is, stop, the
yeah,
plan Abba has for us. Well, clearly it's not his plan if it's not going to be
yeah,
happening.
yeah. So we'll try to fast forward here. So we ended up saying we're gonna wait till the end of 2020, the end of 2020, or the beginning of 2021, after elections, after we figure out like what
Like what's
way
going
the
on in the
nation is
world.
going. Yeah, we'll come back and make a decision of where we're gonna go. At this time, we moved in with my brother-in-law and sister, and definitely Abba had some things planned out way ahead that we needed that for us
It
to
was
even,
it's definitely a season of answered prayer for sure.
yeah,
So it was all in his
yeah,
timing. Like we weren't supposed to go to Tennessee. We still had, things we needed to do here,
people
growing
we
we
needed to
needed to
meet,
do,
yeah,
you know.
before we left everything, and yeah, so we put it off, and then we were at my sister's house. I was working from home a lot of that time. Then I ended up going back to work, and we had a lot of great times and experiences, or just fellowships, whatever you want to call it. We had a lot of great memories there, but we knew our time was up. You know, when your time is just up, and like like we felt like we gave what we were supposed to give, we got what we were supposed to give,
And
but
it was like just answered prayer though.
yeah,
Like you could definitely see like Abba's thumbprint. Like,
on it,
yeah,
on that,
this is
yeah,
what I needed you here for. Like we prayed for community for, like 3 years.
like-minded
Like,
people,
yeah, like minded people that not just believers, but believers that were walking in the same way that we were trying to walk and trying to learn about. So,
yeah,
and we got that all in, that
yeah,
short amount of time.
yeah. Well, yeah. In that year and a half we were there, that last year we were there, we had the the best community. I don't want to put down like any past
No,
or
I feel
anything,
like
but
we've
it
we've
was
always been surrounded by
like
like
good people.
legit
Yeah,
good
I'll say that.
people that have a
Yeah,
heart for the Father.
yeah. But this last year, it was different. It was different as far as really doing life together. I would also say we've never really done life like that together with people where you're like staying up all night.
Thinking you're young.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's 3 in the morning.
yeah. So it was definitely different. It was definitely needed. It was definitely, like you said, it was definitely divine
Hmm.
from above, like to even help kick us off to be able to leave.
Yeah,
So, anyways, that brought us to the end of that. So we're like, where are we going?
which
What
is
are we
super
doing?
bittersweet.
We still try to make a run for California. We looked at one property and I almost put an offer in on it. I'm like, I'm in the parking lot at work with Des. Like, should I put an offer in this? And she's like, it's up to you. And then talking to my dad, and I'm like, what should I do? And he really wanted us to, our parents really wanted us to be in California. So I probably never told him this. So this is one of the things, this is probably one of the most important times I could say I've ever had with my father, with my dad, that I will always remember and cherish. So thank you because I know they were like making every effort for us to be in California. I won't go into that, but they were definitely making some serious pushes and efforts. But at that time, when I'm like, I don't know what to do, like, do I put this offer in because I had a deadline and it was that day and I'm still trying to figure things out? Do I put an offer in? And he said something about like, you got to have peace about it. And I had no peace. I had zero peace. So instead of him going, because my dad's pushy, he'll watch this video and he knows he's pushy. So he can be. But at that time where I needed good advice, like it was the perfect advice. It was like, you need to have peace about it. And right then and there, I was like, man, that's so true. Like it gave me the answer that him saying that. Even though I know he was probably hoping I put an offer in on it, but that was what I needed because there was no peace. So yeah,
Oh, that would have been a lot.
ooh, yeah, trust me, we are so thankful
We
for him.
dodged one.
Yeah, we definitely dodged one there.
Yeah. But I mean there was clear signs that no, that wasn't it. Because we were even gonna go to the property and like pray and like just call on the Father and be like, is this it? We're gonna go with some sisters, and then like the very next day they're like, oh, we got another offer on it. You need to put in your offer. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, we're not gonna be putting in an
yeah,
offer under stressful
exactly. And they knew
situation.
we were headed up there too to relook at it and pray. So yeah, so that brought us there. So a little bit later, to be honest and transparent, again, like I'm at work. Every day I work out, almost every day I work out, go on a walk by myself. They had a walking path there, and I would just, get my thoughts together, pray, meditate, listen to the word, listen to worship, and just kind of refocus. And I never thought that I was able to experience anxiety because I know what anxiety is and talked with people with anxiety and walked with people through anxiety and understand it like it's real anxiety is it's fake as far as like it's I'm not saying there's not real issues but it's in your mind so like I'm stronger than that. I didn't look at them weak. I just looked at that's not my struggle, if that makes sense. Right. So I wasn't putting down anyone that
Deals with
that
them.
deals with it. I was just like, that's just not my my area of weakness. So during this time, man, I started dealing with some serious anxiety. I remember walking on that walking path, and my chest, I felt like was caving in, and I couldn't breathe. And I tell myself, this is anxiety. Get over it. Like, you got this. Just breathe. And I would try to take a big breath, and I literally couldn't. Like, no matter what I said. So I'm like, okay, I know what to do. Father, just give me shalom, give me peace. Like, let me realize what's important. Let me focus on the now. And during them prayers, like, let me be real, chest just dang, like,
It
like,
got worse.
yeah, like, I'm like, okay, like,
Like it's a
okay.
spiritual attack.
It was an attack, sure. Yeah, everything's spiritual, even if it's in our own mind. I mean, yeah, so I was like, okay, so I'm not one of them guys that's gonna be super prideful and just like deal with things by myself. So like I said, we had an awesome group community, and I was real with them. Like, I'm dealing with this type of stuff, and just me getting that out and being real and having other guys pray for me and just speak life into me, and just me getting it out. It definitely did help. Uh, and then people just reminded me to embrace the season, reminded me. I can remember, even as I'm speaking, specific people telling me, look how much, like, look how this year has been for you guys. Look how much you guys have grown. Look how much you've been able to be blessed to invest in other people. And it really helped, like, bring my mind and focus back to the now, right? Like, okay, like, the Father does have plans. He's not gonna leave me hanging.
Don't worry about tomorrow.
Don't worry
Tomorrow will
about
worry
tomorrow.
about itself.
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow will worry about itself. But I'm one of those people that are constantly thinking ahead, constantly want to know what the future holds, and planning out for the future. That's a, I mean, I would say there's strengths there, but there's definitely weaknesses there, especially when you're trying to walk the path that the Father's laying out for you, that you don't know each step that you're going to be taking. So,
So even after that, we still weren't obedient.
yeah, so even after that,
Which
our
I laugh because it's like, just listen.
just listen.
Just listen.
Yeah, so after that, you're like, I thought you were telling us about Missouri. We're going to get there. We are going to get there. So our friends were like, they're getting ready to move to Oklahoma.
Mm.
And they sent us some great information at Oklahoma. We're looking up.
Oklahoma was looking real good.
Yeah, we're
It's like,
like,
oh, Oklahoma. Why haven't we looked at
yeah,
Oklahoma?
never
Like,
thought about
vaccine
Oklahoma.
laws were good. Homeschool was good. They had some good gun laws. Like, just things in Oklahoma were
Yeah,
just really looking very appealing to like the lifestyle that we wanted to live.
yeah, yeah. So we like,
Price is right.
yep, yep. So we literally just like, okay, we're checking out Oklahoma,
Mm.
and we're
And
like,
we're like, and we want to be with, Kevin and Jenny if
yeah,
they're out there. Like,
we got
we
good
go.
friends that are gonna be there. I hit up some people, and and the guys responded to me. Um, Wait, did guys respond
Yeah.
or
That
did
one.
ladies?
No, the guys did. And he wrote a really long email,
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
and
Yep.
they're by OKC.
Yep. So some guys responded to me from this 119 Ministry Fellowship Finders. And I was like, yes, guys never respond on email. So I'm like, this is the place we wanted it to be. So we went down there. Again, to be real, she didn't feel good
Yeah, I
during
got super sick.
on the airplane. And then
I couldn't hear out of my left ear the whole trip, and then like
we got an
that
argument.
lasted. My neck went out,
Yeah, it was a bad trip.
and not to be like, oh, superstitious and it's
No,
bad, but it just wasn't. There was no peace.
yeah, and we liked Oklahoma though.
Yeah, we're like,
We
oh, it's
Yeah,
nice.
we
Like,
liked Tulsa. We liked
mhm,
that you could be 30 minutes from Tulsa and be out like
mhm,
straight country, and you're by a huge city.
Yeah. I liked Claremore.
Claremore.
Their motto is care more for Claremore. And it
There
was
you go.
super clean and
Yep.
just family oriented.
Yeah. So we left Oklahoma like down. We
Like,
were
where are we
down.
gonna move? Like, we gotta,
I gotta figure this out. Like, you
yeah.
can't just stay
We
at
can't just
some
stay at the Torreses forever.
forever. And Kevin's like, why not?
What?
No, I don't know. I'm just thinking of it. We saw you're going away from Friday night. This past, it was sent to us. It was beautiful, funny. Both of your guys's, yeah, definitely put some life into me. Just well, we listened to it twice. So yeah, so we get home and we're still kind of bickering and arguing and we're like, so during this time, like 2 years into it, I think I told Des like, hey, I heard Missouri, right? I waited literally a couple years. She's like, Missouri.
Yeah, because we're already at Karina and Sammy's when
Were we?
you,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so probably almost 3 years I waited to tell her because I was hoping that she would get something.
Hmm.
I'm hoping she gets Missouri. So we get home from Oklahoma and I'm just like, we're just a mess. We're just like, I don't know where do we go? What are we doing? Like we feel like the season, like we felt like Abba said, like he was this season's over. Like this season of life is done. Um, and we felt like how do you say that? Like we passed the test. Like we passed the test. We embraced that season. Um, we cherished that season. We grown from the season. We're like, okay, but we know it's over. So what's next? Where are we going? Like, Father, what is next? Like, man, we are praying, we are fasting, we are seeking you. Like, where I
Like,
don't
we,
know
we
what to
want to
do.
do his will.
Yeah.
We don't want to just be like, oh, this feels nice and we like this place and
Yeah.
we're gonna make like a fleshly decision.
Yeah.
Like we didn't
Even
want that.
though all of our decisions to that point were fleshly.
Yes.
But still
But
not.
that wasn't the desire. We didn't want
Yeah.
to do that.
No, absolutely. We would have told you, like, no, we just want to go exactly where we're being led to go. And, as we were
Mhm.
led to go somewhere, but hey, that's the
Well, I
desire
mean, yeah. I I was looking at Missouri for a while before
after
we,
I told her,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So
But we still ended up going to Oklahoma.
yeah, so we went to Oklahoma.
I just like shake my head.
Yeah.
Really.
And not against Oklahoma. We're shaking our head on our
On,
obedience.
yeah.
Yeah. So Des says, well, maybe it's Missouri. Maybe you heard right. And I'm like, granted, I'm not thinking about Missouri because,
You're talking about Arizona and
yeah, because I'm a, I don't, yeah, I'm a mama's boy. Like, my mom don't want me out of California. Like, I want to be
you're like
close.
Arizona's close. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not moving to the desert.
So,
Like nothing. No, yeah, I'm not going to the desert.
yeah. Yeah. And like, I want to be close by my family, my nephews, my nieces, my brothers, my sisters, like, my cousins. Like, everybody's here. Like, we're close. And all Dez's family, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, my in-laws, like, we're all close. So, yeah. So when she said that, like, it was like, ding, like something went off. I'm like, why didn't I think of this? Like this whole time, this whole 3 years, like, I've never looked at a law in Missouri. I didn't go on 119 Ministry Fellowship Finders and look at anything in Missouri. I didn't even look where Missouri was on the map, right? So right there, I was like, okay, let's go to Missouri. So literally, was it 2 days later we're in Missouri?
Um, not two. It was maybe like 4 days.
Okay, 4 days later. So that next day, or that day, or the next day, we got plane tickets,
Hmm.
and we're like, bam.
And there were obstacles. Oh wait, no, it was the obstacles to Oklahoma. Like we accidentally canceled our credit cards when we when we were booking our flights.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was funny.
yeah,
So that was like a big red flag. Like, no,
yeah.
that's not the place. Don't waste your money.
Maybe,
Maybe. I don't
maybe.
know.
Yeah, all life experiences.
Hmm.
So we ended up going to Missouri, and the main home that we wanted to see, that I wanted to see, was it the main home you wanted to
Yeah.
see? Okay, so
Hmm.
the main home we wanted to see was the last house that we're going to look at that day. They call us 2 days before we're leaving, and they say they got an offer on that house. Thank you for the realtor for calling,
Hmm.
because most realtors don't. Um, I shouldn't say most. The majority of the ones we dealt with won't call you on that type of stuff because you're. But anyways, so like again, one of those things that kind of just you know jabs you in the gut. So I was like, "Can look? We have a plane ticket to see that specific house."
No, we're like, we're here. I think they called us that day.
No, this is before we left. So I said, "Can you wait until that was Wednesday?" I said, we were flying out the next day. We will be there Friday, something like that. And she said yes. So yeah, then they call us again and say they're gonna accept the offer. And I'm like, hey, we're here or something like that. Can you please just wait? Um, we really want that. Da da da. Da. So it was the last house. We didn't really like any house that we went to in Missouri. Went to that house. Love the property, not the house. We will love the house because you see even now there's even more painting and more things going on in the background. So, but long story short, even on all that went along that, we ended up getting the house. So you got to remember, like this is 4 days into like thinking about Missouri for me. So we now are in Missouri and they accept our offer and we don't know how to feel.
We didn't know how to feel when we put the offer in. Like we're, I remember you just looking at me like, shouldn't we be excited? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how to feel.
yeah, yeah. We didn't know how to feel. And I'm a processor. I analyze things. I think things through ahead of time, and none of this was thought through. But granted, like so you guys know, like the process of my walk with the Father has been that I'm in a season of faith, like understanding what faith really is. Faith isn't planning everything for yourself. Faith isn't working everything together or working everything so you know
The outcome.
the outcome, right? And sometimes it is, but for me and my personality, I needed to step back and not make things happen for myself. There might be other people that need faith in to be in themselves to be able to do the opposite and to be able to do things for themselves, if that makes sense. But for me, that's just my path that I'm on. That the Father told me. Um, to me, He was like, "You don't have faith," and I was like, "Ooh, what do you mean?" So not to get into that, another sideline, but he was like, "You do everything yourself, and you call it faith." And I'm not saying I have zero faith. Of course, I have faith in our Messiah and all that. But as far as a day to day practical thing, so that was a process that I was going through. So it just so happened that all this stuff going on, it wasn't a matter of allowing me to systematically think things through and know the like you know how brains work that are like mine as far as like just
Super
constantly
analytical
yeah
and
going and stuff. So it was good because it was the father again, like, hey, I'm not even gonna allow you because you're not gonna be able on your own just have faith. So just like how he played everything to even have patience with me, because you got to remember 3.5 years ago is when he told me Missouri, and I'm still systematically looking at things of what makes sense, what I want, and what makes sense. So yeah, so that brought us to Missouri. So we get the offer, and I'm like, okay, I gotta find out about Missouri. Like, I don't know anything. So we start researching about Missouri. She was already a little bit, and we just found out like Missouri has a lot of the things that we wanted. As far as it has some of the best laws as far as freedom of medical, we'll call it. Um, it has at least on par with the best gun laws in the nation. It
Mm.
has some of the best homeschooling laws. The pricing's well. Um,
Taxes are low.
taxes are low. The family element of
Mhm.
what we wanted and how we wanted to raise our children is definitely the mindset of the majority of people here that we've met.
Yeah.
As far as and then the top, did you have something?
No.
Oh. To top it off, to like the confirmation is when I finally go on 119 Ministry Fellowship Finder, and what that is it's for people that believe in Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah, and they also believe that the Father's and Abba's instructions, his teachings are forever. They're applicable today. What his that his perfect instructions, Psalms, what is that? Psalms 19, when it says they're perfect, that they're perfect. So why wouldn't that be the standard or the goal of how we're supposed to live? So that's what Psalms 119 basically is, to find people that are like-minded in that aspect. So I looking on their map, I'm like, wow. Like, how did I
Blue
never,
dots everywhere.
yeah, how did we not look in Missouri? Like, this is the majority of where you see those people at. So excited about that. Reached out to people, uh, literally had phone conversations with multiple people, email conversations, and it was just different. It was different, man. The people that, as far as them reaching back out and just, if you need anything when you move here, like, here's my number, like the sincerity of people. Um, got to meet a couple people that I'm sure that I'll be in contact with for many, many, many years. So kind of got excited, not kind of, we got excited about that. Like, okay, God's God's definitely doing something here. That's
Mm.
that's way above what we know. So then, yeah, shortly later, I mean, literally, where we get up and go, like, find out, get the offer, find out, put my 2 weeks in, and uh, then we got ready to move, and that's in short how we ended up here.
It's
So
short.
yeah,
39 minutes short.
in short, how we ended up in Missouri. But it's just so neat to see, right? The While we're here, we didn't know what the Father was doing here. we
Mm.
we didn't even know the extent of the laws, as far as for those people that want freedom, care about freedom. We didn't know the extent of people that are pushing for that here, and we didn't know the extent of how many people, the people we've met. Okay, so we've been here a month. Okay, I've been to a men's retreat. We've been to a Sukkot, that Sukkot is Feast of Tabernacles, that all believers will be doing in the new millennium, according to Zechariah 14. So we went there where there was 500 and so people. I went to a men's retreat. It was so awesome. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It was very good. It was exactly what I needed.
A
There
lot of
a
wisdom.
lot of wisdom, a lot of wisdom there, and it was
Humble wisdom.
humble wisdom. Thank you. Yeah, humble wisdom. It was definitely different than any other men's retreat that I went to. I'm not saying the other ones were bad. I'm just saying it was different, right? As far as like you're in a circle and everyone's able to speak and everybody's able to, yeah, like talk, question, teach, however it wanted to go. If I had my opinion, I was able to speak, though I gave no opinion. And Titus was like, "Daddy, are you okay? Like, why are you're not saying nothing? Like, I'm not used to this." And I'm like, "Son, sometimes there's a time to ask questions. Sometimes there's a time to speak or teach, and sometimes there's a time to just listen and learn. And for me, that was a time I'm just listening, I'm learning. Grateful that I didn't really, that I could just be there, right? Be there and listen and under men that had a lot more experience than me in many aspects of life and wisdom, more wisdom than me in other aspects of life. And it was just good. So anyways, two of the people's houses we've been to on Friday, awesome people. Uh, one of the couples is from Florida. Well, he's from Florida. His wife's from California. Another couple that we just went to, they're this past Friday. They're both from California,
Mm-hmm.
Southern California. So it's just neat to see that one, our story. Some of you guys like might be like, that story's crazy. What do you mean you're being led by the Father? What do you mean you're hearing these things? And then, but let me tell you,
It's not a unique
it's not
story.
unique. Like, yeah, it's like our story is not unique here.
Mm,
We're just wow. Like Missouri is made up with so many like-minded people from around the United States,
yeah.
specifically the
Mm.
Ozarks.
Yeah, we just met another couple that we just enjoyed getting to know and the boys are playing, but they just bought out here and they're from Florida.
From Florida. Yeah. So
Hmm.
so we met people from all over,
Yeah.
from
Another sister's
Tennessee,
moving from
Pennsylvania,
Ohio
Ohio.
because of job things.
Hmm. Yeah, I will say Missouri's they look out for their own, and when you say their own, it's not they're looking out for their own, and you have to be because a lot of the people that I met are originally from here. They look out for their own, meaning they're looking out for people,
They call
their
brothers and
community. Yeah,
sisters.
and it's definitely different stuff I have not experienced before.
Mhm.
It's definitely a strength here. It's definitely something neat. Definitely something divine. Then I it's crazy how many people from all over the United States. I mean, even in
Mm-hmm.
Sakota, right? We had people from all like literally Arizona, Texas. I mean, Africa. There was people from born in Mexico,
What? Nebraska,
Nebraska.
Wisconsin,
Yeah,
Washington.
all over that came. Not, a lot of
Mm.
them just came to to that Sakota to celebrate
Yeah, but a lot of them
Abba's
are
feast
planning. A lot of the people I talked to are planning
to
to
move.
move, and
Yeah,
some haven't went home.
yeah, yeah. So what the Father is doing here is something that is exciting. He's bringing people back into real community. I don't want to diss like even the
Any
community
other
we were
community.
at, but like
I mean, it's like supporting businesses and
yeah, where you're supporting each other, like outside of a spiritual aspect. Definitely spiritual, definitely mental, but also physical, also business, like where you're able to live. I'm trying to be cautious of um yeah, so you can make it no matter what the world throws at you, that we'll be good together.
Mhm. I will say that it's nice to have conversations with people and not have to give like a backstory of the crazy topic you're bringing up. Like I would just say something and like they knew exactly what I was talking
Mhm.
about and didn't look at me like I was a nut job,
Yeah,
which is nice.
it's nice. Yeah, to have people that
That are studied in the same things that you're studied in, and it kind of
same passions or
mm-hmm.
same
And we
concerns.
learned
Yeah,
a lot of neat topics that I want to dive deeper into. But
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So we definitely we definitely have no doubt we are supposed to be here. Like
mm-hmm.
there is not for me, there is not a inclination, is that how you say that? Inclination, whatever, of doubt that I'm supposed to be here. That doesn't mean there's not many hiccups and obstacles and
Oh, there's
issues
bumps in the road for
and
sure.
many bumps, marital to house to life to fingertip
Because
being
we're
cut off.
we're still
Yeah,
in the flesh.
but
As much as we try
you
to
know,
be in the spirit, I mean,
we're still
we're
growing.
growing.
We're
It's
growing. Yeah,
what Jeff and Melanie say. It's a squeezing season, but
squeezing.
hopefully the squeezing will produce pure oil.
Yep, I'm all for that. So yeah, so Missouri's been definitely a place that we know where we're meant to be.
Mm.
And I think that's what's most important. So if people were like, shit, I moved to Missouri, you should move where you feel led to move. I don't think people need to move because they hear a voice or they hear the spirit tell them where to move like me. I think it is just all a matter of different.
How does Abba talk to
Yeah,
you?
I think I needed that because throughout them 3.5 years it has been a real time of development for me as a man, um, just really bringing me through faith and trust in that the Father is good. What He says is good. When you follow Him, He is going to provide. So for me, I heard Missouri. For me, uh, that's what 3.5 years later, it was the voice of the Father. It was the Holy Spirit, the set apart spirit, whatever you want to call it, that told me, Missouri, we're here. It's been confirmed in many, many ways that this is where we were supposed to be. We t- so let me put it this way, and I have a question for you guys. Whoever made it this far, wow, right on, you guys are awesome. So put below where if you could raise your children or have your family if you don't have children or your children are even old anywhere in the world, where would that be? Put that in the comments below as you subscribe because we need subscribers, so please subscribe. Comment below where the number one place you would want to raise your family, because let me tell you, I feel blessed and privileged to have the opportunity. We are raising our boys in what I would say for me, in the number one place I would want to raise my boys.
The number one place we never knew we wanted to raise our
Hmm.
boys.
Hmm. That is
But the
true.
more we learn, the more it's like, wow.
Yeah. That being said, we knew where we wanted to raise our boys as far as what we wanted.
Yeah.
We just didn't know
Where
like
that
where
would
that
be.
was at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Missouri's definitely that place. We are definitely excited for what Abba has in store, what he has planned, not just here in our lives, but in Missouri, in the Ozarks, and in the Ozarks in general, right? And that includes other states, Arkansas and Oklahoma. What he has planned there, because
Kansas.
there's definitely a movement of, and to me, if I say revival, it's always going to be revival and going back to the Word, going
Mm-hmm.
back to His ways
Want to worship in spirit and
and
in
truth.
truth.
Yeah. So there's definitely there's definitely a revival happening. It's not like we need to pray for it. There is a revival happening, a revival of a spirit to really turn to the Father
To
through His
Teshuvah.
Son, yeah, and Teshuvah through repentance, right? You want to say what Teshuvah means, didn't you? Through
To
that,
turn back, to turn towards Abba and his ways, his instructions,
yeah,
in the most simplistic
yeah. The most
terms.
simplistic terms it is, yeah,
It could go deep, but
it's to go to turn to His ways,
mm-hmm.
right? Which really repentance, that's what it is, right? Turn away from disobedience to what He said was obedience, right? It's in, what is it, Second John, that is it Second John that
I don't know.
sin is the, oh my goodness, I've been talking too much.
I
Sin
don't know.
is when you
Oh, you know.
no, sin
What?
is the,
I don't know what you're
I am
saying, babe.
drawing a blank. I am sorry.
Can't
It
help you
is
right now. It's late.
it's sin is when you don't do the law. I can't think of the words. So
Do you
yeah,
have a scripture? I can look
it's
it
like in
up.
Second John. It's not a big deal. Sin is when you fall short of the law. That's what sin is, right? So to live sinless, not that to try to live sinless, right? Like we all should be, is to follow Abba's perfect instruction. So, anyways, yeah, I'd be curious. Let us know what you guys, what would be, if you could move anywhere in the world to raise your family or to live with your spouse or whatever it is, where would it be? Because we're
Or
telling
if you're
you,
single and alone, to live
yeah, your
the
future
life you
family
want
or the life
to
you
live.
want. We're telling you right now, if we can move anywhere in the world to raise our boys, even if even if we probably didn't have children, would be here right now in Missouri.
In Missouri.
Missouri.
That's why I like to say it.
Yeah. So yeah, that, and to me that's like all we can ask for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Why did we end up in Missouri? That is why we ended up in Missouri.
Yeah.
So we know other people are going to end up in Missouri because there's people moving to Missouri every day or every week from out of state. And when I say people, I mean believers. And when I say believers, I mean people that are really striving to be a follower of the way, the follower of Jesus, Yeshua. Um, like it's
And his
makes,
example.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
his example of the way. It makes no humanly
No earthly
sense,
sense.
no earthly sense of why people would want to move to the Ozarks. That being said, maybe we'll do a follow up video on the things that we do like, because it is pretty here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But for all you out of staters, the Ozarks, the Ozark Mountains aren't really mountains.
No, we're like, I don't remember if we're 1100 or
They're
1300
the Ozark
elevation is where our house is
beautiful
located.
hills.
Yeah, it's pretty,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, they're hills.
And I was like, where's the mountains?
Yeah. And we from Cali, so we got mountains. Yeah. So yeah, they ain't mountains. I
It's
guess in
beautiful
Ar
nonetheless.
yeah, the southern, I mean not northern Arkansas where the Ozarks at. I know they have a little bit more mountains, more high elevation mountains,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still not like what Californians would or Colorado people would think of mountains. But pretty nonetheless. It is. There's some interesting. There's a lot of interesting things about Missouri, like exciting, like if you don't know where to go, if you want to move, like I would highly suggest Missouri. What
Mm-hmm.
about you? Would you?
Want to suggest it?
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. But I want all my family and friends to move here first.
Yeah.
I was like,
Absolutely. Who do you think is going to watch this?
our family and friends. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Yep. No. So it is, man. It really is. Yeah, but we don't want you to move here if you're not
You're not called.
if you're not called.
We want you to
I was
be
actually
in
at the
your
meeting.
calling.
Yeah,
In
no,
what?
be in your calling. That's most important. But again, not everything we're like specifically called to. Like I was, Missouri was called to us. Sometimes you just gotta move because you gotta get away from ugliness and corruptness and
Yeah.
But yeah, don't move here with that ugliness and corruptness mentality. If you feel me,
Oh yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But yeah,
Well, they'll let you know.
yeah, I would highly doubt anyone watching this video for 55 minutes is in that mentality.
No.
Yeah, so we know, and plus we know lots of good people. That's why y'all are watching this because you're good people. You're good peoples. Anyways, we dragged on a lot, so that's our story.
That was a long story with not even like a quarter of the details.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll probably do.
We gotta have like the real story around like the dinner table. So you guys gotta come visit.
Yeah, come visit. Yeah, we definitely. We're trying to schedule those in now.
Yeah.
Actually, for next year.
We're trying to get it together where
Yeah.
we actually have furniture and not sitting on a mattress in the living room. So.
Yeah, yeah, because that's real. That is what we do.
And it's hurting our backs. We ain't young.
Nah, I'm not young. I look young on camera, kind of.
It's the light.
Dang, see that?
No, you're ruggedly handsome.
Yeah, but it's all good. I'm about to be 40.
Your beard looks very dark.
It does. So y'all know my beard is not that dark in real life. It's orange and white, and black. But so, anyways, we love you guys. I hope that. Oh, if you have any other questions, yeah, shoot them down below. We'll either respond or do a video if it's a long question or something significant. If you have questions about Missouri or just any questions about us or what we had to persevere through or how we dealt with doubts or how we dealt with quitting retirement type job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was scary.
Yeah.
For me.
What do we do for whatever? Right? Yeah. Hit us up. Yeah. So there's a lot that went into this, and we're still living this faith out. We're still living.
This faith walk ain't no cakewalk.
Oh, it's not. It's not. Yeah. So yeah, we're just trying to grow. We're trying to be who the Father called us to be. We're not trying to be our best. We're trying to be what He called us to be, His best, but not Him. Yeah. I think you
His will.
Yeah, His will for our lives, right?
And what He has created us to be from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Not what we think is best.
Yeah. So if you ever hear me say, I tried, I did my best, scold me, because that is not the life I want to live. I don't want to do my best. My best is
filthy rags.
Filthy rags. My best is boo boo.
I'm
about to be 40 years old. My best, I'll still be trying to fight. I'll be still trying to be a boxer or something stupid. Not that. See, that comes out wrong. But for me, that would be stupid.
He wanted
because I'm brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
my
brittle.
Chin. Not this big old chin. All right, we're going on.
We're
all right.
Tired.
We're tired.
It's late.
It's hard trying to get your wife on here, and she makes it so much better. And yeah, so anyways.
Because you'll be like, we're gonna do the video.
And she says, can we do it tomorrow?
Well, I like it on the calendar. Like, oh, I know tomorrow we're gonna be doing this and then this and this. Not like I still gotta make dinner and doing all kinds of stuff, looking crazy. Yeah.
So, anyways, shalom, y'all.
Love you guys. Wish we were talking in person.
Hope to see some of you guys that are called to move to Missouri here with us, fellowshipping, because remember,
sell your house top dollar.
Mm.
Bring that California money on over.
Yep.
Well, not everyone's in California, but you know.
Yep. All right. Shalom.
All
We
right.
out.
Love you guys.